We have a toggle switch over here. We have 3 buttons, a slider, and this toggle switch just turns on these LEDs. And then we have a bunch of magnet sensors along there. This toggle switch switches the functions of the slider. So at the top, it changes what type of LFO it is. At the middle, you can affect the mod wheel. And at the bottom, you can change the filter frequency. These two are both set to different amplitude release values. So if you have it at the bottom, it's kind of like a mid-range release, so it holds a note for a little bit and then cuts out. This one sets the release to a really high release value, so that it kind of just goes on indefinitely, so you can press this and make a note and then just kind of do weird stuff to it.
We mounted those by putting a little groove at the machine shop and the sides of the magnet sensors, and then we stuck them in there. And on this side we carved out a groove for the magnet, but we ended up needing to put, I think, 4 strips worth of magnet.
So it would actually affect the magnet sensor.
This sword, it has all the same features except obviously the magnet strips at the sensors.
And a working accelerometer.
And a working accelerometer, yeah. That accelerometer melted by the glue gun. So this toggle switch has 3 positions, which goes between 3 different channels in max.
The subtractors goes through a phaser and then a screen sound destruction unit.
Yeah. And so this slider here is always attached to pitch bend for all the channels, it changes with it. And the top one, I made it so it makes power chords with just a 5th and an octave. And then this one, the middle button, when you press it down and hit a note, it does a major 3rd in the octave, and the bottom one does a minor 3rd in the octave. I've made it so it'd be like a C major scale going up.
You have to hold the button when you hit the swords together and play the power
and
chord.
if you don't hold the button, it just plays a single note.
So then the accelerometer, it has, we did it so that in the first range it does the bubbles, and in the second range it does whatever that noise is. These first gates are for the, I think these are for the chords.
Chords, yeah.
So when you
These are for the chords, and so those are adding the values to the actual notes, which adjust the chords, and then these play the notes, and that goes to a flush, which goes to note out.
The buttons are actually connected to the notes instead of to a controller. So what it's doing is it's looking for note 16, 17, and 18, which are the 3 buttons, and then it's saying if note 18 is held, then it's having you play the chord when they hit.
Over here is the accelerometer. It's the back and forward motion is always controlling the LFO rate. So as you get higher, right about here, it's like the maximum LFO rate, and it drops as you drop the sword. But it also, if it's about, if you give it kind of just like a little bit of like a shake, it makes like the bubble noises, like when you're just moving it around. And then if you give it, like if you bring it all the way up and move it a little bit, it gives you that cha-ching sound.
When you jerk it.
I was just trying to go for like a beefy, like synth type noise. The LFO type over here is just getting changed as you move the slider up and down.
So you can actually switch between like whether it's like frequency modulation or like the oscillator,
filter frequency, oscillation, or just oscillating the waves. I put a second LFO on this, which has a little bit of a delay, and it affects the phase a lot. So it kind of like makes like a pulsing feeling as the note is held longer. That was good. Well, there's so many effects on it, you can't really tell.
Your release is still held.
That's the power chord.
And the function of the lights?
Well, they just look really cool. Yeah. Put them on, and then you got the blue side and the red side.
Yeah. What were the issues? What kind of problems did you come up against?
The fact that we were putting everything in tubes wasn't great either.
That was really hard.
It was really hard to just mount everything.
And mounting them was really hard. Stuffing wires through was really hard.
Yeah, I mean, just stuffing the wires for all the magnet sensors are individually wired, and stuffing all those through probably took me half an hour to 40 minutes or so, just actually getting the wires through. I was just sitting there just like trying to stuff them through.
It was even worse once you got to the bottom of the swords because you have wires coming in from every single part and coming out the bottom.
And Max wasn't always friendly either, because sometimes the gates would switch.
They'd be in the wrong state.
Yeah, and there was a lot
really
like,
finished.
It's actually, and we got it all set, and we saved the patch, and you know, somebody like exited out of it, you know, a couple days ago, and we came back and like tried to get it to work, and everything, all the default values and all the gates had all changed.
Oh yeah. Now we're ready to go.